Hello everybody. Right, let's see if we can not make a mistake this time, eh? Change the camera around a little bit, but not much. What do I need to do? I should have done all this beforehand. I know all this. So a couple of things I need to do before I actually get started is make sure. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm going to be painting. So now I need to do links. I'm not very good at doing links. So if I do it on multiple devices, which is weird. How do we invite someone? Oh, right. Copy to clipboard. Don't want to do that, do I? I wish to do this way. And then you type all that. Yeah, I spelled it right. I'm not too good at this. You can tell I'm not too good at this. Most people would have had all this set up. I am not professional. I am anything but at this moment in time. Because let's go that way. When it comes to YouTube, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. But we're learning together. And that's the main thing. We're learning. We'll get better as we learn. And the more we practice, then yay, we can actually do this thing as it should be. So one last thing to do. Quite no viewers, so I'm pretty okay at the moment. Can't check to see if the sound's coming through, but we'll figure that out if it is or isn't. That's the case, maybe. Let's find out if it's actually going through. I'll have to turn the volume down on this, otherwise I'm going to get a load of feedback. Oh no, I didn't. No, don't do that. I don't say do that. I wanted to pin the comment up at the top. Pin message. Well, that should have worked. Right. Fingers crossed. That was actually, yes, it has. Yes, it has. It has pinned the message. That is excellent. So tonight's painting, if we can actually do any of it, try. We will try. Back onto batch painting blue, because there is what 12,500 points worth of space we need to paint, and I am very out of practice. I mean, I'm ridiculously out of practice. Blue painting. And always remember the one lesson that you should always be taught first: thin your paints. So I should have a pipette around here somewhere, which I saw a second ago, and now has apparently gone miss. No, there it is, behind the ivory. Of course, it's behind the ivory. So thin your paints down. Always thin your paints down, and don't use a wet brush either. Sorry, dry brush either. Use a wet brush. Why do we need to thin down the paints? Because the paints, when they come in the tubs, and when you apply them, they're just way too thick. It is ridiculously how thick they are. Plus, you can always add more paint. You can't really take paint away. So, yeah, that's pretty much the reason why you thin down your paints. And then, should you need to, oh, sugar. One disadvantage about having a new camera set up is now I've just messed it all up, so it doesn't stand up anymore. Wonderful. Right, standing up. Stand up. Thank you. Look at the right place. Even better. Okay, so with mine, they're all blue on the left shoulder pad. Anyone who's watched previous streams will know. I am thinking about ways to add up the content as well. But I see, I like live streaming. There's a certain thing about it being unedited, where you can see the mistakes that get made. See what go wrong, we have to go back and change it. All the cursing and the swearing as you overlap, and you go, for God's sake, for some reason get bubbles in some instances. Why the hell am I getting bubbles? I'm not sure. But journey through blue, slowly but surely, and then we're going to go into any red weapons that we have available. I've pinned the StreamYard up at the top, so if anyone wishes to join, then please click that, and we shall go from there. I was going to put headphones on just in case. If anyone does show up, then it's nice to be able to hear them. Yeah, we've got the one right way around. But that would hear my own voice. It's really distracting. So this isn't going on well. I may have thinned my paint down a bit too much. So this is to show that despite what YouTube will have you believe, painting isn't easy. And it does take practice. And you do make mistakes. Just like a lot of things. You might play other games. D&D, Pathfinder, the whatever it's called, because I've never played that one. I believe BattleTech is supposed to be quite a good game. And if you like your fantasy knights, the horse and sword and sorcery, then what's it called? Is it Kings of War? Okay, this paint is definitely too thin. But do want to try and get an evenish coat. I'll do that for now. Now, oh, geez. So as well as playing 40k, I do play other games. I do play Dungeons and Dragons. Although I spend most of my time behind the DM screen. In fact, I am yet to play on the other side. This one's going easier, which is surprising me. I thought it'd be tougher with him having a stupid banner in the way. Backpacks and all the other stuff. Oh, what's that? I hate it when things happen. Computer starts making noises. Don't like it when the computer makes noises. It scares me. I think he's going to power off or something. So apparently, one of the easiest ways to paint is to batch paint. And I've got to say, it does work. So anyone's out there thinking, but these painting tutorials, they don't really work because they show you this and they show you that. If you actually sit down and practice and practice and practice and practice and practice, you do slowly get better. It takes concentration, which the camera doesn't help with. But I don't intend to paint the entire army tonight. Just little bits. And slowly but surely, all of it will get done. See what's that? That's 6 blue shoulder pads out of however many's there. Still 6. And I've only been going 12 minutes. That's not bad at all. Oh, more noises. Oh, sorry about this. As I said, not very professional. That should do. Let's see how it goes. So, even though there's only many, the platform that I'm using is designed to have panels up. So multiple people holding conversations. Obviously, that's not what I'm using them for. I'm being greedy. I'm taking up 2 of the cameras. You see the stuff the camera shows. You don't see with your eye. That better? That is better. This is already done. Yeah, it is. I'm not redoing them. Not unless they have to. If they have to, then yeah, I'll redo it. But if not, On to the next one. Yeah, as I was saying, I do like other games. Now, I like Magic the Gathering, but since I last played it properly anyway, they've added new things, and I have no idea what a planeswalker is. Well, not a planeswalker is, but I don't see how you use it as a card. My understanding of that in Magic was that you are the planeswalker, and you're using your spell to battle another planeswalker. So I don't get how you have planeswalker cards. If anyone can enlighten me, then I will be happy. But yeah, that's something that's completely alien to me. Oh, come on. Now, back to the army. 12,500 points worth of Space Marines. Majority infantry. I think for vehicles, I have a grand total of 6. And that's my Redemptive Dreadnought. 2 standard Dreadnoughts. A Repulsor, an Impulse, and a Drop Pod. I did have some rounds, but they got looted by my arms. So tactical marines have to foot slug it. I'll jump. Or in case of the stern guard, drop body. Oh, his is not being glued. That's no good. Hopefully, by the time I've done all these blue, he's going to be dry. And like start going back with red. That's the idea. Let's see if it works. And if it does work, that will be a 3-color minimum. If you don't count that. If you do count that, now 4 colours. Getting adventurous. As I said, not a great paint. You don't have to be. You just have to be patient and practice. And curse a lot of the paint because it doesn't do what you want it to. Now, for the next few live streams at least, it will be all Primaris. Set of my new models. However, at some point, I'm going to have to go back through and strip down all my first bomb range because they look atrocious. They were painted before I found YouTube tutorial, and they have the Blood Angels paint scheme underneath, and then this one very slapdash over the top. So they really need clean. The good thing is I have a lot of metal models, so hopefully I won't lose a lot of detail. Another one. And we're making good progress. Well, we do not seem to be doing it in the camera. Forget where the lens is. Pardon me. So anyone who's seen my stream before knows I smell. I have come up with what I'm hoping is an ingenious method to not have to cut the string or go off camera, but still be able to go outside. Don't know if it's going to work. There's only going to be one way to find out. Yeah, that hurts me, you know. Oh, this one's a shield. Where's the other shield? I did another one a minute ago, I'm sure I did. Nope, it was a gravity scepter. No. Did I do an Indomitus? No, I've got one there. Where's the other one? I appear to be missing one model. And it's a model I really don't want to lose. I am after the other one of them. But I do not know where it is. What's that? It should be on that tray right now. Ah, thank you very much. I do have two Indomitus captains. I knew I did. Not that I'm painting the Indomitus captain. I would just put that lieutenant. I had it in my hand. And there's the captain. So as it stands, I have enough captains. So a chapter master and a captain for first, second, and all the way through to ninth company. And at least enough lieutenants to put one with each. enough troops to set out for second, third, and fourth. Definitely. Start on fifth. Enough fast for second, third, and fourth. Do need a few more heavies. I think if I remember rightly, I only have enough heavies for second and third. First company is well on the way. With Terminators, Blade Guard veterans, pretty much most of the elites left. On my aggressors. One unit of Vanguard, one unit of Stern Guard, but 2 units. I don't feel them as a 10 man. Usually, it's a 5-man combi plasma and a 5-man combi medley. Just to help out the first part. Now, any of the 40k fans will notice I'm not doing a standard paint scheme. That is because it is mine. Back when I started it, they encouraged you to create your own because you didn't get special rules or lose any special rule for not being one of the founding chapters. So it was really easy. So after playing around with some of the founding chapters, I had Space Wolves in third, and then I had Blood Angels in fourth. Then I kind of dropped out and got back in towards the end of fifth. Now they still weren't punishing you for not having a founding chapter. However, as 8th and 9th have come around, it appears if you are not part of or a successor of the founding chapter, then you're at a bit of a disadvantage because they get a lot of nice new rules and abilities, stratagems, warlord trade. So if you try and use just standard codex, yeah, it doesn't work very well. Eight left. I'll get through these a lot quicker. See, practice. A few weeks at doing it, and already I'm getting faster. I might not be getting neater, but I'm getting fast. Oh, things are happening again. Okay, that was just a message. Thank you very much if you do. It will just be me talking and practice painting. In fact, I'll message you right now. As I said, I prefer live stream because you get all those things as well as the small breaks. Now, back to blue. Let's use a little bit. And I didn't use quite enough. I must say sucks. Back into that. Of course, thin down your paint so it doesn't get applied like plaster. You see, I'm not using a wet palette. I've not figured that one out yet. It looked really good. Like it would be really useful. But the problem is, they all say make it wet. Now I've made them wet, and it's just made my paint so watered down that it's unusable. Or it doesn't do what it said it was. So I'm gonna have to play about with that and try and get a wet palette work. It will save me a lot of paint. What you've seen is how many models I've got to do. Even though I have a lot of black, I could still do with saving it and not wasting it. You see, gone over a bit there. Didn't quite get that bit. I went to do, I messed up a bit next to it. And we're getting evenish, or as even as we can. So a lot of these will have to go back over. The last few. Are they going to be easy? Or are they going to do me? This one seems to be, I suppose it's not like it's paint's not going on right. And his backpack is blocking part of it. So two things that you can do. I can either paint around it or hope his arm comes out. Because it's an easy build. And I don't glue them together until they're actually painted. Or I try not to. There we go. How does that look on the camera? Helps you out to get in the camera. Again, not that even. Require a pull round. And just a smooth. Now I can try and put this back on. I'll try not to smudge the paint. like that, which I think I have. Oh well, mistakes will be made. That's why we go back and correct them. Hello, thank you who's come to join me. Lots of nice, easy ones, hopefully. Then that'll be this batch of blue shoulders done. Thank you for calling. And I'll get to see if people are watching, but it doesn't always tell me the truth. Let's see, it goes flickering between 1 and 0, 1 and 0. And it can't seem to make its mind up. So what is it? Is it 1 or 0? I guess it should be 0 or 1. If it can't count to 10, then I'm really worried. Especially if we get no messages. So yes, back to my chapter. So I'm about halfway through actually building. And possibly getting close to the halfway mark on painting. Which is always nice. But as I said, it's my own paint scheme. So of course I have to name the chapter. And in this case, it's the Stone Dragon. And as 9 has forced you to choose a founding chapter, I chose a salamander. Mainly because I can't paint skin tone. Salamanders have obsidian skin, which goes nicely with my black armor. And I'm a lazy painter. I do prefer the plain. Painting is not what got me into the hobby. It's not. However, we've been locked up for 2 years. So I thought, high time to paint. I'm probably repeating as well. But repeating is what I'm doing on all of these. I'm repeating the same painting on each guy. Silver trim, blue shoulder pad, and depending on the weapon, how they get painted red or silver. Polka. Now, I want to get these ones done because I don't actually ever intend to use these readers. So if we can get them done, the good practice models. However, some of these I will be using. The aggressors. Not too sure on the Indomitus capture. Now I have the graphics armor captain, the long range graphics captain, the standard one, which is there. So I have a standard primaries captain. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm missing the 4 bars, which of course I would need for 10th company. Now, hopefully I can pick up a 4 bus library and he'll stand in for now. That will also give me a 3rd library. One first one, one primaris. I'll stick there next to the captain. And then the 4 bus one. That'll be quite nice. But in 8th, I found myself not using librarians. The reroll bubble that you got from captains and lieutenants was just too tempting. Especially because 8th was build a gun wall. And if your gun wall was good enough, you could win the game. So that's what I did. Now, however, I'm limited on captains. I can only have one. That's not very nice. I like taking 2. So I've had to think to change it up. So in the most recent iteration of my 2000 list, that's got a chaplain in it. No, it's not on bike. Although I wish he was. Because then he could actually keep up with my fast attack choices. But that's not the end of the world. He can hang around with my blade guard. Or a few immune diseases. Right, let's see. Is that all the blue shoulder? At least for the first goal, not spotted. You find things all the time. But he has a little black spot. Just there. I didn't know. A tiny bit of paint. Let's cover that. Let me see, this is where I want a wet palette. Apparently I could tone it up just by using a little bit of white. And then I can make my own highlight layers quite easily. However, using one of these, not so easy. Have we got everyone done blue? No. And then again, we've not done silver and gold and so on. So we'll not go to them yet. I am, however, going to take a small break. So I shall leave you looking at a sign that will be telling you where I've gone. banners over that side. So we hold the damn thing up. You're determined to annoy me. Is that it? You plastic. You are plastic. Let's remove that. So, yeah. If I was to do that and do that, I still can't see. Right. So my idea will not work because it's using the other camera from the phone. And I was hoping it would use the phone. So we'll leave it there. I will be back soon. Hey, look, squirrel. How you doing, man? Right. We are back. We are back. We have finished stage blue, and now we can move to stage red. That's these funny little things. Now, I have sent out a couple of invites of people who may wish to come up. I have also, I think I've pinned it right this time. Yeah, I know. I wish I would. It's hard. It is very hard. I do somewhere around here. I have a little e-cig and it doesn't work. I mean, it functions, but it's not the same. I really need to quit. Before I can quit, I need to find the red paint. And you see, I told you that light. It says no one's watching. The really bad thing is, because I smoke, and I don't smoke in the house, I have to go outside. Oh dear. Oh, that's not too bad. I never wanted a call from my boss. Usually I'll get wing staff or something. Something stupid. Like why are you helping the customers and not just selling to them? Well, they need help. But no, they just want to sell. How many figures do I own? 60 of them, 65 of them, 9. You're gonna make me do actual maths now. Well, my missus says 2, man. Too many. Right, let's get a calculator out because this is gonna take some math. 60 tactical, 65 intercepts. Plus 5 of them, plus 20 of them, plus those 10, plus 18, plus 9. Oh, geez. Plus another 5. Well over 200. Well over 200. Somewhere in the 2.5 mark, I should imagine. But yeah, remembering them all because they're all different. Some things are commander unit, like these ones. Camera's too low. Yeah, so I've got a few commander units, some basic infantry. Well, I say basic. This army doesn't. Army doesn't do basic. They are all elites. You're not supposed to have that many, really. What I was saying earlier, that I want my own chapter. No worries. Hope it's a good call. My own chapter. Why I decided to do that, I don't know. Because there are plenty of guys telling you how to do all the founding chapters. bloody hundreds. So what do? Want my own. Which means I have to figure out colour tones. And black is not easy. I thought it would be. But because it's essentially dark grey to appear as black, it's weird. Because if you get the grey around, it just looks grey. But if you just leave it undercoat black, it looks flat and lifeless. And of course, we don't want that. We want them to be semi-believable. Okay, how's that red turn? That is very bright. Very bright. But it'll stand out. And that's the plan. I can dull him down later. Oh, I've not done his gun. Or at least a silver bit. Glad I put my glasses on. If anyone was wondering, I do have people in the back of the garden. So you might hear something. No, this one's glued in. Damn it. Right. Let's see if I can get into this small gap. Or at least awkward angle. I hate awkward angles. No, that's more clean up. Well, that's not too bad. Let's see if actually. Oh, it's not zooming. It's not focusing. Yeah, close enough. I can see it miss that bit. And that's all that really counts. Which bits did I miss? Now you've been painted. Why did I paint you both? For some reason I painted this one already. When they're on colour. Why would I do that? Yeah. Favourite edition. Probably fifth. Although I do miss that really cool rule from third. That space rule used to have. But yeah, definitely fifth. Because gun lines worked, but so did melee. So good arc army could still get up there. crump a few heads, and win. Six and seven. No, they were definitely gone. If you wanted melee, you were at a big disadvantage. The universal Overwatch killed them. Eighth game, again, gun walls, and just shoot your opponent off the table. Now, I've not played ninth, but apparently it's a little bit more forgiving on melee armies. Which is okay. I have melee units. Quite a selection of melee units actually. So that should be fun. Especially when I know that my first opponent will be one of two armies. It's going to be Grey Knights, or it's going to be Town. Not Town, Necrons. That Necron army is definitely going to have those new Scarfet Destroyers, which want to run up and punch you. So I'm hoping that with a bit of heavy fighting and my Blade Guard veterans, they will not be a worry. Then he's just laying down enough fire and tagging him in close combat to take out his warriors. Because he's got 5 warriors for his Necrons. The Grey Knights. Now there's a different one. I expect a lot of teleporting in. It's going to be right up on my face. So a couple of sacrificing units just to screen them out. Then hopefully I can get the challenge. And if I can, I have a good chance of winning. If I let them get the challenge, they're probably going to beat the shit out because they like their melee. A little bit too much, I think. So yeah, one's going to run at me. The other one's going to teleport into my face. So what I've done is I've put together a force to face them both. And we get to try out the new units. I've not had a chance to try it. Nearly my Blade Guard veterans. And my Eradicators. If you've got any stupid little red there, yeah, yeah. course, you've got stupid little red bits. Tiny little red dot there. And 2 more for his purity seals. I'm forgetting that's what I like. And why is that changed?
I have now. Okay, why is it not working? Hello. Audio. Microphone. Default microphone. Are you working now? No? No, you're not working. What? God damn it. I've only been going for an hour. Why have you... Right, okay, technical difficulties. Which are not uncommon. I seem to have them a lot. A phone dying on me. And for some reason, my microphone isn't working. Why is my microphone not working? Hello? Hello? Mute me. Can I talk? Start count. Can I talk now? I have no idea if my voice is coming through.
I'll go check.
Thank you. Because for some reason that what would have been right, that's weird. Seem to have lost something partway through.
No, it's fine. It's working.
But my volume and my mic is still working. Right, okay. So I've lost my second camera. That's not a good thing. It's not the end of the world though. So yeah, this is what I've been using as a light. I just now get to put it in right in front of me so I can see again. Right, so I'm looking for little purity seals on the ones that I've already done because I forgot them. And I've put a little dude down somewhere, or I've knocked him over. Oh no, there he is, right in front of me. Of course he's right in front of me. Where else would he be? The one place I can't see. So back to finding the tiny, tiny little dots. Where for some reason he wishes to use wax seals to attach pieces of paper to something he's going to take into battle. Because that makes a lot of sense. Does he have any wax seals? Come out, wherever you are. Nope. So I think I might get away with it with the readers. I don't think they're going to have any wax seals on. Oh, no. Spoke too soon. There's one. Okay, so one on the readers so far. Well, why hasn't he got one? He should have one somewhere. Almost every other unit that I've come across has got a wax seal on it somewhere. Why isn't he? His wax seal's done. next wax seal. This is pretty much what this is. So batch painting is getting one colour, finding everything you need to paint that colour on the model, paint it that colour, move on to the next model with the same colour. Repeat process until you stop having to paint that colour. Pick your next colour. Repeat process through all the models that you're painting. Sometimes it takes a long time because there's a lot of area to paint with that one colour. Sometimes it's over with really quickly because there's only 2 or 3 little spots. Sometimes you get models that are just ridiculously filled up with them. I mean, stupidly filled up with them. Has he got any more silly little wax? I was expecting more on him. Didn't mean to call him a moron, but you know what I mean. Oh, his head's a bit wobbly. He must be held in by something. Wax seal. I may end up finding myself doing ivory again tonight. Depending on how long I want. I did take everything on time, so I should be okay. I think. Not entirely sure. But you never know. Let's get back on to what we were doing. So PC likes to make noises that I can hear in my headphones. And then I get curious as to why it's making noises. As I'm sure you all would, if you sat there hearing bleeping other than silence. So now I've lost my second camera because for some reason it can't be plugged. It doesn't like being plugged in and it drains too much power even when I'm doing that. Which I think is a bit ridiculous. You plugged in for crying out loud. Essentially. Where's my camera gone? There it is. So I'm painting little red bits on the dude like this. And same dude. More little red bits. Now again, I expected more on this guy. But nope. Nope, he's finished. He doesn't have many little red bits. Right, on to the next one. So he's got one little waxy sealy thing. On his elbow. Makes sense, of course. You're not going to use your elbow. You're not going to move it at all when you're swinging a gun or a sword around or a knife around. Let's put it in that nice stable place. So suspension of belief is crucial to this because, well, it's just so bloody ridiculous in some states. He's supposed to be carrying something around like essentially a grenade launcher in his hand like a pistol. All his mates carry a bigger version, well, a longer range version. You see, he's not going to show me as well on that one. How well I've messed up, is it? Nope, because it doesn't autofocus. God dang it. But it looks okay under this light. And it looks okay out of that light. Pardon me. So I'm going to go with it looks okay. I might be wrong. I'll find out in daylight tomorrow. But I'm going to go with it looks okay. Now for the silly ones. The one with so many little things all over them that it is just not funny. You've got one in your gun that I've got to pick. Really? You got any more in stupid places? No, you've just got a book strapped to you. Right, okay. So that's fine. We can pick that in a moment with the gun. Just have to shade it properly. So having technical difficulties of losing cameras is never fun. But then again, I don't have proper camera. I have one camera. I have one camera that actually plugs into my computer. And the rest of the time I'm relying on my phone. And my phone's died, even though it's plugged in. It's a wonderful advertisement for Samsung right there. It is an old phone though, so the battery might be on its way out. I hope not. I like that phone. I don't really have the resources to be going out and replacing it, especially if it still works. Why have you got one there on the underside of you? That's just stupid. What? It's just the most ridiculous. How are you expecting people to paint these things? Really? How do you expect people to paint these things? You put them in the most ridiculous, ludicrous places and go, right, unless you've got the hands of a watchmaker and a paintbrush that's 3 bristles thick, and even then you're gonna struggle. Yes, I know a lot of people say paint it before you put it together, but then you don't know where the lighting's going to be properly. So you can't really do that. It's ineffective. And that's my argument. I'm sticking to it. You need to know where your light sourcing is. So that's why I'm saying that. Yep, you've got a little red thing on you. Not too much paint in my brush. So yeah, making sure you've not got enough paint in your brush. Just like all the tutorials that everybody's watched tells you. 2 thin coats. Because I've tried the 1 coat thing and it looks horrible. Especially if you somehow manage to get a really uneven, thick coat. And one more line across there, and then I believe I'm taking a quick break. Don't worry, not very long, but one that is ultimately important and very important. Try to get right. No, that way. Oh, there we go. Right, that's that bit done. Cat's out, right. Well, the cat can wait until I've went out for my next cigarette, so the cat can do. She can stay out there. I thought I felt uncomfortable. That's better. Where was he up to? I've forgotten where I was up to. I've just done guy with a pistol. Yep. Yep. Did I get his little bannery thing? Yes, I did. So next, let's go for someone who looks nice and easy. You look nice and simple. A little easy to paint as well. Again. Red. Red's almost as bad as yellow. It's not thin properly. The pigment just does not want to shift. I'm not using big, thick, gloopy red paint because, yes, the pigment shifts if it's thicker. You've got more pigment to move around. It's still not good. Thick paint is bad paint for painting miniatures. So anyway, I was talking earlier about other games. I've had a couple of ideas for characters. The main one is characters for Dungeons and Dragons, should I say. Main one, the one that I want to play first, because I want to play supporting role first, if I'm going to get onto the player side of the table. And that is, I want to play a Forge Domain Dwarf Cleric. Now, this Forge Domain Dwarf Cleric is not to be stereotypical on the fantasy race, but he's Scottish. Aye, lad, it's going to be Scottish. And he's not going to mind his link either. And depending on the DM, I will have a decant to that. Or something that will allow me to continuously carry my family's brew around with me and drink it in battle. And that's a key part. Your shield needs to have a tankard built in. But yes, a drunken Scottish Forge Cleric is pretty much the idea for the first character. Very original, I know. But still, I would like to be able to roleplay it. So go with what you know. And I've met one or two drunken Scottish people. Well, I say drunken Scottish people, they are mostly from the Glasgow area. So it would be that basal. Now, should he die, which hopefully he doesn't, because he's going to be the healer of the party if he ever actually gets to play. I have a couple of other ideas. One of them is a Kenku wizard. How you're going to do it, at least play to a little bit of this chance. Now, this Kenku wizard is taken in by a lich. And they have learned many fluent, oh, should I say, how can I put this? Things, sayings, phrases, some cases verbal components to spells from what they didn't realize was Lich Master. And after a group of glory-seeking adventurers decided this Lich doesn't need to be here anymore, he sent his little Kenku out into the world with his most prized book of spells. Now, seeing some magical ability within the Kenku, he's taught them their own spells. So they will have 2 spell books. One, which will be full of a Lich's most powerful spells, or collection of most powerful spells, obviously to be unlocked throughout our campaign, as well as their own that they've picked up, copied into, and fulfilled themselves. So spells that they found, etc., etc. But the only of us really speak in the master's voice, because they can't talk on their own, can they, Kenkus? Third one, race doesn't really matter. It's the class. Now, so how I want to work it, you would think a Hexblade Warlock. Yeah, that's how you run it. But I want to run it as a Paladin. So the basis is an ancient metallic dragon. Has recently kicked bucket due to a ritual. Although roughly went right, had one minor glitch, whereas the ritual circle was supposed to consume the dragon's soul and empower it. The dragon's soul found a willing host in the form of this creature and a weapon they hold. The dragon takes possession of the weapon, and the creature agrees to become the champion, a vengeance paladin. Therefore, you now have a sentient weapon which can be unlocked and powered up throughout a campaign again. So something that can scale with the character. You don't have to go looking for something. You don't have to worry about finding a new magical sword in 5 or 6 levels time, because if the DM's willing, they just change the attributes of the sword and what abilities it gives you as you level up. But yeah, a dragon bound to a weapon, probably a sword, but also bound to a person who is their champion. Not sure how that would work. But yeah, those are my 3 ideas. First one obviously being the cleric. I want to play the cleric first. Now, I built the cleric before I started DMing. And as I DM for, well, I'm pretty new to it myself, but I DM for my family, and they are extremely new to Dungeons and Dragons. So I've allowed my partner to steal my Forge Cleric, just so we've definitely got a healer and a frontline tank in the party. And I'm trying to stay clear of my computer game go-tos. So if I play a computer game RPG, I'll generally go for a rogue, DPS, quick, backstab, that type of. I want to stay away from that, at least for the first 1 or 2 characters, because I know how to play rogues. They's in it for the money, or at least mine would be anyway. They steal, they backstab, they lie, they cheat, they sneak, and they want the coin. And some of them may be different. You can go for the assassin route, I suppose, or the arcane trickster route, which is a bit more stealing knowledge rather than a flat out stealing coin or trinkets and items. I mean, there's no reason why any rogues have to steal, but yeah, when it gives you one of the archetypes as thief, and then it says you can use any magical item after a certain level, regardless of what the item says, whether you should or should not be able to. That's very tempting, especially having looked through the DM guide. Did I miss any red bits on you? Where's your little red sparkly bits? Where's your little paper bits? You've got to have some little red paper bits somewhere. You're a sergeant, for crying out loud. Where's your red paper bits? Oh, there it is. And it'll be there somewhere. See, another thing is knowing the type of models that you're painting. No, as I've painted quite a few of these now, I have noticed that most of them have these stupid little back seals on them that hold the parchment on. So as I've chosen them to be red, I really have to keep an eye out for those that don't have it, because most of them will have one somewhere scattered around, if not more than one in some cases, depending how important they're supposed to be and how many points they cost you and things like that. So the sergeant for a rank and file trooper only has one. Okay, hour and a half, and we're halfway through red. We've done blue. So another little wax seal. Another gun. Let's try not to overpaint this one. Get it all in the silvery bit. We really don't want that, but we still want some kind of evenish coverage. And nope, see there again. Made a mistake. Gonna have to go back over that later. So that's why I generally have something that I call the re-blackening, which is going back over all the areas that should be black, that you've missed or you've painted on again with other colours. That needs to be repainted black again. There have been several re-blackenings so far. but it works. It does work. Where's that blooming e-cig thing? Because right now I could do with it. I really do with that e-cig. I can't position. Can I position that down? I can actually position that down. But it's not a very good camera. It's really not a very good camera. Well, again, it does show you a little bit easier what I'm actually doing. And for anyone who's not aware of the game and the painting, it gives you a good idea on scale. God knows how many people don't even know what I've called my stream anymore. I think I've called it something Ollie practice, which I'm definitely getting, and it's paying off. If nothing else, any bloody see, always forget. Check for the seals. Check for the little red wax things. They have plastered on them in stupid places sometimes. Easy to miss. Nope, that's another one. Next. Oh, you. Right, okay. Well, now your arm's dry. I can hopefully put it back on. Come, fit. And your hand's supposed to fit like, there we go. Okay, so we have one on your wrist there. We've got how many? Not a few on your shield. Quite a few on your shield actually. But them ones are stacked up, so that's not too bad. And I just realised I've not actually finished with blue. Because his shield should be blue. I'm a dick. Right, okay. Fair enough. Now, where do those two finish? Those two finish right over there. So they don't need painting. Those two finish right up there, so they don't need painting. And them two finish right underneath there. So there's actually not as many as I thought. Although I did miss that thing behind there. Isn't it always fun? Did I only have one lieutenant and whose shield did I actually paint in? It was the captain. Right, so I only brought one of the lieutenants. Where are the lieutenants? So we put them away? Quite possibly. See, this is where I wouldn't mind some music or something on the to be able to play. And I won't feel as bad when I go for a cig break. I'll just got something to listen to. There's a bit when the rattle can's not got. Oh, that's getting done in the re-blackening. It's also added a bit of a texture in there that I'm not too happy about either. See, even just using rattle cans, basic black undercoat, you can get it wrong. Very, very easy. You don't shake it enough, don't warm the can properly. Comes out all weird. So in this case, you've actually got a majority of a weapon to paint. The seal is that side. And then underneath is the power fist. Yes, I said power fist. I know it sounds slightly sexual. But that's what it's called. This one's got the flamestone gauntlet, but that's not much better, really. No, that means he's going to burn. And if you're going to go down the fist method, you don't really want it to burn now, do you? Well, this one's got a bleeding skull on it. What are they playing at? Paint round the skull. And the casing that holds the flamer. Finish off the edges there now. And rest of the weapon. Now eventually I will get onto inks and washes. And a lot of these colours they will be toned down and blended in. And kind of brought to the same standard or the same tone. That's when we get the fun job. Which is the highlighting. And the picking out of the details that we really, really want. Jesus, my voice was going weird then. Clean your brush more. I keep forgetting. I always forget to clean the brush. I know you're not supposed to do that, but hey, I just did. Couldn't get me. Oh, that's all his stupid death red bits. It isn't too bad. He actually has quite a lot on him. Yeah, it's this big red fist. Big red fist. So what have we got left? We've got 2 captains, a lieutenant, and 2 aggressors. That's what I've got left for red. Right. It's going to have to be. Otherwise, I'm just going to get stressed out. And I'm not going to do that properly. And I'm going to make mistakes, even more mistakes than usual. So. let's go. Let's go get this done. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit here and do other things, and then I won't be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Now we are no longer muted and we are back. Right, we only have 6 models left to do red on, but as we already pointed out, we like to hide the red things on me. So, how's that paint looking? It's looking okay. It's looking okay. Alright, we'll go to the lieutenant next. Now, where did I see his stupid? There it is. His stupid little red seal thing. Yeah, I think having much bigger than like 3 millimeters, 2 millimeters, something like that. It's tiny. See, they advertise this for like 13 plus, but you got adults to buy certain components for you. Oh, come on, what 13-year-old is going to be able to say with this level of patience? There probably are some 13-year-olds who are sat there doing this and are probably much better than me, in fairness. But still, I probably guess the majority of people who actually do this are not 13-year-old kids. And that's what they advertise it to, and that's who the target audience was when I was starting. But since then, they've priced everything out. So you used to be able to go down with a bit of pocket money, maybe get a character if you was lucky, or a couple of other things if you saved up, maybe a full box that you saved up for a while. That's another one of the stupid little things. Now, for a character, it's like 20 odd quid. And that's just stupid. Although I'm typing it, you can quite easily see because I'm sat here. So let's see. Dreadnought's drop the camera now. Yes, I'm using the Dreadnought for my camera holder. Quite useful, like that. Nice big bulky models. He's not got any stupid little red things on him, has he? Not been over and looked yet. I don't want to look at him, he's too big. Back over a little red bits. So I find it quite, in fact, I'll save that just in case I get to have the conversation. Well, something has actually amused me today regarding what I've been doing for the past few weeks. And somebody else actually commented on it as well, but indirectly, which is quite odd. I'm going to go with great minds on that one. And that is, yeah, we're watching painting tutorials and these, how to do this and how to get that effect, and essentially trying to improve our painting by learning new things, which we all want to do. We all want to improve our painting. We all want to learn a new technique that's we think is going to do it for us and make our painting up to that pro level standard. And let's be honest, there is no quick and easy method. Some people swear by spray gun sprays. Yeah, you get yourself a spray gun, an air gun. That'll make it a lot easier. Yeah, it would to do some things. You try and paint a 2mm wide little thing with an air gun. Yeah, that's without getting overspray. That's difficult. That's very difficult. Even if you're careful and mask it all off, you're still gonna get some overspray. Now, if you're going for a glowy effect, that's fine. A little bit of overspray from the glow gives the glow some more realism and definition, so it is actually glowing. But if you don't want that effect, it really is a pain to get it exactly where you want it to be. Oh, don't get me wrong, brushes aren't perfect either. They're inconsistent with the coverage, unless you are extremely good at mixing your paints and watering down and getting it to the correct consistency so that the pigment moves and flows correctly. Which I'm nowhere near that good. Was that the sergeant I did a minute ago? Is that why he's so fancy? Well, looks to be the way. That's why he had a big skull on his fist. Extra ribbon. Ribbed, but not for your pleasure. Because if these are size comparable, that skull's got to stick out at least 6 inches. And if he punches you or fishes you one of them, that's gonna hurt. Just if it goes through a little bit further. So that's got to be one of the worst fates you can get. Captured by a Slaneshi Terminator, then power fisted to death. Because they're all repressed for having the junk cut off when they got made into Space Marines. I think I just screwed that one up. That's not good. That is not good at all. Oh, my back. I need a better chair. I need a comfier chair to do this. Let's see if Father Christmas brings me on. That's not the only way I'm getting one at the minute. Power fist number 5. And yeah, I think I might break out the ivory. Have a bit of a go with that. Look at all the parchment and skulls. Oh, that's where your little thing is, right on the end of there. I was wondering when to find that. That's going to need a nice wash in there just to make sure that can stand out. Any more stupid bits of parchment stuck on you? You got your crutch stuff. No, you're done. Another beep. That beeps, 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 beeps. Yeah. All right. Beeps, 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 beeps. And I put my cup of tea down somewhere. Where have I put my cup of tea down? I'll start this now. All right. So while I'm stuck like this for a minute, let's put that down. Okay. Stop. So let's talk about what I've been doing. So tonight I've gone through blue shoulder pads, the red weapons are the latest batch that I've been going through. There's a lot of characters, and one of my new aggressor squads, and my Reaver squad. Pardon me. The Reaver squad I don't ever intend to really use because they're not that good on tabletop rules wise. Far better things I could put in for the players, namely standard troops. I can't send my hat around either. Oh, that's really going to do me head in now. I'm going through a lot of my HQs. So on here I've got my primary standard HQ, my two Indomitus captains, one of my captains in Gravis armor, an Indomitus lieutenant, and yeah, lieutenant, two lieutenants. Is that with power swords? Yes, two lieutenants with power swords, one lieutenant with a mastercrafted Starker bolt rifle, two Blade Guard Ancients, a Standard Ancient, a Chaplain, and a Librarian. Now, I'm not sure on what colour to do a Librarian sword, but at this minute I can't really do it, so we're just going to have to wait for a moment. Because, well, yeah, I'm now quite literally stuck on camera. This is not something good. Can't reach my mouse. Can't close the stream off. That's fun. Alright, let's at least try and make myself comfortable. I wasn't expecting this to happen on camera. I've been good. I was having a good while. Oh, it hurts. Well, at least I did it. See, where there's a will, there is a way. Okay, that feels bad. Ish. Right, yay. So I've got a grand total of one model to paint. Grand total of one to do red. But it's not going to happen just yet. I can reach my mouse, I just don't have much access to it. So let's see what I can actually do. Change it to that. That's about as far as I can get. That's not too bad, at least it works. I can still use my mouse, which is good. Always good. So let's see. Yeah, my 2000 point list I intend to be using against either Grey Knights or Necrons. I forgot what it's called. Primaries Captain in Gravis armor, but with a long range rifle. One of him, Indomitus Lieutenant, and a Chaplain. Those are my 3 HQs. I'm taking 1 5-man heavy intercessor squad and 4 5-man standard intercessor squads. 3 units of 3 Blade Guard veterans. 1 unit of 3 aggressors. Because at the time when I built the list, I only had 3 aggressors. I only just recently got the other 2 sets of 3. So only 1 3-man aggressor. 2 3-man eradicator squads. 2 Inceptor squads with the assault bolt thingies, and then 1 with the plasmas. Now, fingers crossed, 3 Inceptor units are going to be able to harry, jump around, and cause a little bit of chaos. The aggressors, Blade Guard, and the eradicators are going to be able to move up into the center of the board and hopefully dominate that area. It's going to take a lot to shift them. I've got the heavy intercessors to set up a home field objective, along with my captain, just to give a little bit extra to them. And the lieutenant and the chaplain can move up with my Blade Guard and my aggressors. That's the idea. Whether it works is a different matter. As I said, I've not actually played 9th edition yet. So it's all a bit, do we know if it's going to work out? You should do, in theory, taking good, strong units, taking quite powerful units for what they do, and good functioning units. So those 4 intercessors, if they're not performing actions, they can at least lay down some firepower, or at least some anti-infantry. The problem is probably going to be getting rid of all those bloody Necron warriors, because I think he's going to be taking me full 20s. And if he's taking me full 20s, that's going to take a lot of shooting to chew through, because the bloody things stand back up. Special rule means once I finish shooting at him with a unit, he gets to roll and see how many of them stand back up, and then they get to start shooting at him again. So it's possible that I could shoot all game long and not actually kill a unit, which is where melee comes in. Because if you can shoot at them and then get enough down in melee, hopefully clear them off, whatever they're coming into. It doesn't always work, but hey, it's a dice roll game. We know this. Wait for these to move and then I can carry on. This is not fun. So, yeah, this is the first time this has ever happened on stream. Don't worry. If anyone's panicking, thinking, why does he just stop painting? He's not doing anything. No, all he's doing that with his hands. Sometimes my arms or my legs decide they want to lock in certain positions. In this case, they have locked in this position. One of the more common ones. It's a bit random when it happens and how long it's going to last. Still with my hands, but my arms are stuck in basically a bicep curl. Makes it difficult to do things. Now, I've took the tablets, so hopefully this will wear off relatively quickly. If not, I'll sit in solitude for another however long it takes. However, once it does give, I would finish my painting, which is what I'm here for. If I feel like it's going to happen again, then I'll end the stream. If not, I'll move on to Ivory. I might move on to Ivory. Not made that decision yet. Could do, could not. That was really weird having the camera on my Dreadnought. It's like the Dreadnought's got another head on top of it. Yeah, just doesn't make sense. Definitely throws me off. So thank you anyone who's come to watch this. Thank you anyone who's been watching this. I know it's been going for well over 2 hours and it's just been me completely chatting on. But it is appreciated. I don't think you would have learnt much, but hopefully I've encouraged you to at least try. Try and don't be afraid of making mistakes. Because if you go in with that mentality, you're never going to get it done. You're never going to get anything painted because you're going to be too worried that you're not going to get it right. It's fine. Don't get it right. What I did with my repulsor when I was painting the turret, did not get it right, didn't even like the colour scheme. So I went back, stripped the colour off, started again, and actually found that once I removed a little bit of the colour, I actually got the colour I wanted. I actually got the style that I wanted. So sometimes you get happy accidents out of it, which is always good, always good. Happy accidents, big thumbs up. We like happy accidents. Don't get them often enough, but when they do happen, it's awesome. So yeah, stripped him back down. My Redempted Dreadnought, which is currently being used as my camera stand. Same with his weapon. He's got the onslaught, heavy onslaught Gatling cannon. And when I did it way too bright. I mean, really way too bright. So rather than washing it, which is what you would normally do, I removed some of the silver and it dulled it down. Now when I wash it, it should bring it just down below what the bottle cut metal is for the steel paint range, and then I can always bring it back up again. But don't be afraid of trying something just in case you fail, because, well, we all fail. Don't worry about it. Go back and redo it. It's called learning. Humans are good at that. God, that sounded pretentious, didn't it? Nearly? Are they going? No, I'm still there. Right? Okay. So I still can't carry on painting just yet. But we only have this guy left to do. Now, because I'm getting so close to my face, I can't actually see properly. He's got a fist as well. Of course he's got a fist. So on to two of the little flappy things with the wax sealer. So we've got to paint them. Yeah, two of them. Three of them. Three of them. Why does he need three of them? I have no idea. But that's good. He's only got three of them. One there, one there. Can I actually see that one to get up and paint it? Yes, I can. So three of them. And his red fist. I'm going to start my paint out before I do this because it's drying out as I'm sat here not using it. Now, his cape. Now, the other two, the one with, let's bring it up, the one where it's ivory down the back and blue on the inside. And the other one I did reverse. So it's blue on the back, ivory on the inside. The standard Primaris captain has got an all ivory cape at the moment, but I'm going to change that. I think I'm going to go with something else. Not sure yet. I'll have to think about the colour. We'll see. We've got to get around to that yet. Let's get the basics down first. We've still got a lot of basics to do. Also, not picked colour for the power weapons. Now, originally, I wanted it to be like a redstone. Proved difficult. End up turning out pink. So what we're going to do this time is we'll do that with the wet palette practicing. Make the wet palette, figure out how to get it right, and then we can do wet blending. That means we can start adding little bits of black into it and then just layering it up and layering it up into the parts and then bringing it into the red peak at the edges. So right along the edges, right up at the tip, we can leave that as red, and then the rest of it we slowly bring down into a black. Now it has got a very nice looking pommel in the next shape. A flat cross guard, two pieces pronging up around the edge of the blade. Those will probably do gold. Any skulls, of course, ivory, and then we'll eventually get a agrax shape wash, as well as all the gold pieces. We'll get the agrax as well. Everywhere else, probably get a dry brush in grey, and then a black wash just to help recesses. And then we'll move on from there, because then after that will be highlighting. We are actually getting quite a long way done in all of these. Far easier to do. And oh, that feels better. Hey, my left arm's gone. So I can at least hold the model with my right arm when I can't move. But my arm doesn't like moving, but it needs to move, otherwise I'm not going to be able to paint. Move down you. Okay, so my right arm's still locked up, but that doesn't mean we can't paint. It's a great thing about being left-handed. And I can move my left arm, I can still do things. Awesome. So make sure that paint is thinned a little. Now I'm struggling to see this. Which means there's a better chance that I'm going to make a mistake. Which is not bad, really, I suppose. In the grand scheme of things, a small mistake is nothing. It's not like I've turned the model upside down and dipped it in a tub of wall paint. We'll do a big look, so like a nice emulsion. Something to paint the walls with. That would be a travesty. That would be a real travesty. So let's see how this goes. And it's going better than I thought it would. Holding by the side, I could hold him a little bit further away so I can actually see him. And see the coverage that I'm not getting. Jeez, come on. Cover it, will you? Right. That's that little ready bit done. That's that little ready bit done. That's that little ready bit done. Awesome. I got to finish off all the red. Yay! Doesn't mean I've still got a pile of plastic left to paint. There's still loads on that tray. Well, I've not even had the basics of the silver and the gold. So rather than move on to ivory, seeing as I've only got access to one arm at the minute, I might as well. Let's see where you're doing. Both of you doing. Is there anyone else that hasn't had silver bits done? You've not. Ah, there it is. I knew I had it out somewhere. Yeah, so this is the turret. Now, when I painted it, that top bit I painted blue and very bright silver around the outer edges, which I didn't like. You see, now that I've taken some off it, it's not quite as bold and cartoony looking. So it's looking a lot better. Still got some brightness on it from the bronze and from the antennas, but it's not over the top anymore. Okay, so where in you am I going to want to paint? Silver and gold. Quite a lot of places by the looks of it. What's that? Oh, that's the laurel wreath thing, because that's the limited lieutenant you got with Conquest magazine, and they put a fucking ultramarine thing on his shoulder pad. He's not an ultramarine. Stop trying to force Smurfs down people's throats. Nobody likes them. I mean, they're good, but nobody likes them because, well, they try and force the damn things down people's throats. Ah, that's better. There goes my right arm as well. Back to normal-ish. So, silver trims on those that need it. Because I did notice on my tray I have a lot of just all black. And I would like to remove that as much as possible. So should I do actually decide I'll get the chance to field the entire lot of them, all 12,500 points. You're right. Then do at least all up to the same standard. You can tell what army they belong to, whose they are, or what side they're on, and there is no confusion if I'm facing other space mates. Although I don't actually face other space marines that often. Well, I don't think I've ever faced other space marines. Nobody else I know or who I play against actually collects them, because, well, I have so many. If I wanted to play them, I just borrow mine. And I'll use orcs instead if I'm playing. Although I'm a little more reluctant to do that now, because everyone's just going to take eradicators and pop my big stomper in one shooting base. And use my own tactics against me, which is, I suppose, to a certain degree justified, but it's still not nice. So yeah, going back to the successor chapter problem, when I made my own, I looked at the rule book and he said I can pick 2 of these special rules. So seeing as most of my army carry guns of some description, I opted for the long-range marksman. Basically the rule that says all my heavy and rapid-fire weapons get extra 3-inch range, and anything with an assault weapon can advance without suffering the penalty to shooting. Keeping my mobile units mobile and effective, and making my ranged weapons a little bit more ranged. Oh, judiciars, I don't like you. You've got little things in your shoulders. Very little things in your shoulders. Not spiky bits that I'm not too happy with. Is that going to move and come off? Please come off. Nope, but moving around like that is just good enough. Go on, wave your little clock thing, your egg timer in the air. You know you want it. There you go. You see, I was going to convert these into librarians. But then when I realised I was going to end up with 3 anyway, I figured there was no point. 3 librarians is enough. 3 librarians, 3 chaplains I think I've got. Yeah, 3 chaplains and a right load of captains. Only far too many captains really. Alright, cool, your backpack comes off, that means I can get into the back of your shoulder pad. I'll pull them, I think they're actually called. The bits of armour over your shoulder. After this, it is that it, really? Everyone else has a shoulder done except for the Terminators. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Wow. I am getting through these. So I believe next live stream, which again will be either Monday, or hopefully it's going to be Monday or Tuesday next week, for around about the same time. It may change depending on some factors. But if it does, it may be the first time I actually pre-set up a live stream. So that it's actually done in a semi-professional manner. I hope you all sat down when you learned that, when you heard that. Semi-professional manner from me. Yes, you heard right. I said semi. Yeah. Fingers crossed, eh? So far so good. We're looking okay. We're looking all right now. Oh, it's now got 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, that's not too bad. That is not too bad at all. Do I have my other phone back? Do I have my other camera back? No, for some reason it's really slowly charging. Why are you slow charging? There we go. Fast charge. Yay. That helps. Oh, my blue's dried up and my red's dried up. Which would mean making up a fresh batch to go over it. Is there any bits that I need to clean up? Yes, but it's always blue. And yes, but it's always ivory. I don't know what to do about that still. I still need to wash. What I think you need to be doing now too much thinking to be doing. I shouldn't be thinking on live on camera. So while I plan my next move into getting all these done, as I believe I also have hell blasters left to do, and painting the glow on them is not very easy with a brush. I much prefer an airbrush for it, but as I said, don't have an airbrush, so I'm gonna have to use a paintbrush. So fingers crossed I don't mess that one up. Other than that, my goal for this evening is complete, which was to blue shoulder pad and to red spot all the ones that were ready for it. Next time, I believe we will go on an ivory mission, paint all the skulls, a little bit of parchment, and anywhere that needs edge highlighting a little bit, or at least dry brushing to help bring out some certain features. But hopefully not too much of a heavy highlight or heavy dry brush, which I do have a tendency to do, is be a little bit heavy-handed on my dry brushing. Something I, again, learning as I go, or as I regain practice. I've been out of the hobby for a very long time, but I got back into the hobby quite a while ago, just didn't bother with the painting side. Really wish I had now. But seeing as I haven't, I shall bring you all along. I say you all along. I have no idea how many people actually watch my videos once I've done them, but I shall bring you all along with me along my wonderful journey to painting my own chapter. And at that, thank you very much. Have a good evening, good day, good morning, depending on where you are and when you're watching this. And I shall see you next week. Thanks a lot.